Rappers are known for many things, but when they go and hit the big time, one thing you can absolutely expect from them is to go and buy a lavish and overly expensive mansion. They literally can't help themselves. As such, the mansions that they have are huge, over the top, and many times not singular. Yep, some buy more than one mansion, so allow us to show you the most expensive homes owned by rappers. Be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Number 8. Dr. Dre. Dr. Dre is easily one of the most important rappers ever. He started off in NWA but then went solo and started his own record label that brought in legends like Eminem and 50 Cent to the genre. Then, after he made his own headphone label in Beats by Dre, Apple bought it out for $2 billion. Here's the twist though, Dr. Dre didn't just get a mansion. He bought a mansion that used to be owned by legendary NFL quarterback Tom Brady and his wife Giselle. In fact, the whole outside and inside of the house was designed by Giselle and Tom Brady, and they chose everything from the furniture to the light fixtures and more. From the cool game rooms to the homely dinner table and an amazing view at the pool, the house cost a whopping $50 million. But he can afford it if you can't tell. Number 7. Lil Pump. Mumble rappers like Lil Pump are notorious for blowing through money because they think it won't end. It will, they just don't realize it until it's too late. It got so bad that fellow rapper J. Cole actually called him out in a song called 1985 and said that Lil Pump needs to take stock on what he's buying and what he should be spending money on, like a house. Lil Pump does not like to be dissed, and so he decided to show up J. Cole in the biggest way that he possibly could. Lil Pump went and dropped a staggering $4.5 million on a house for himself. Then he bragged that he got it because he was bored. Right. The house is nice, no doubt, but that's not the point. He didn't get the house because he wanted it. He got it because he was challenged and wouldn't back down from it. And people wonder why rich people go broke at times. Number 6. Birdman. Birdman is a legend in the rap industry as he helped make the careers of many stars, including Lil Wayne. But he's also gotten himself in trouble over the years with his purchases. One time he went and bought a $14.5 million mansion down in Miami, one that was quite literally decked out with just about everything you could put into a mansion and more. But one major problem, he had to take out a loan to make this dream mansion come true, and then he defaulted on the loan. It did lead to a court case, Birdman getting evicted from it, and him basically losing everything that he put into it. Birdman is still dealing with money problems despite still having Cash Money records, and he is just a cautionary tale of what happens when you overextend. Number 5. Drake's $100 million mansion. You may have heard that Drake has multiple mansions under his belt, and that is very true. He has ones in Hidden Hills in California and even bought a neighbor's house once because he didn't like the noise next door. For real. But in this case, we're talking about his $100 million mansion he had custom built for himself in his hometown of Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Yes, he really did go and custom build himself a house that has fences twice as high as usual, trees blocking the view inside, multiple pools, spas, saunas, a theater, a basketball court, a recording studio, a bathtub made out of black marble, and more. Lots more. He even has a singing toilet. And no, we are not making this up. So yeah, Drake knows how to buy houses and make houses apparently. Whatever trips your trigger, man. Number 4. 50 Cent. 50 Cent may be one of the most controversial rappers out there, but when it comes to money, he's made more than his fair share. Between his past and his present, having a large mansion isn't out of the realm of possibility. His 50,000 square foot house in Connecticut is just what you would expect from the rapper. This humongous compound has 52 rooms and is 17 acres of land. Just think about that. One mansion that has 52 rooms. There is even a helicopter pad for friends who want to just drop in. There's also an indoor pool, a gym, a racquetball court, and a private nightclub that can cater 50 guests. That is a lot, but there is such a thing as having too big of a home, because this $14.5 million property is also on the market, meaning that 50 Cent is trying to get rid of it, and he just can't seem to sell it because it's a lot of house to own, and not many want that much of a house to maintain. Can't blame them for being hesitant, you know? Number 3, Kanye West. It honestly would have been shocking if Kanye West wasn't on this list, as it's Kanye West. His mansion is built on 3.5 acres of land and has multiple stories to it. Things you'll find in the mansion and on the estate include fountains, vineyards, spas, and so much more. But as for some of the more expensive items that are inside the mansion, well, there's some really stupid stuff, like a $1 million fridge. Also in 2013, Kim Kardashian and Kanye West decided they were going to make sure their house was stylish from the outside all the way into the bathroom. So they bought gold-plated toilets, 4 of them in fact, and it cost $750,000. The house itself cost about $20 million, and all the things that are upon it and in it no doubt make the value almost double. Number 2, Eminem's 2 mansions. Par for the course as it may sound, over the course of his career, Eminem has owned many different mansions. One of them you can find in Rochester Hills, Michigan. Ironically, Eminem has had this house for quite some time. He's technically owned it for over 15 years, and when he bought it, it cost $4.8 million. Now, usually when celebrities get one of these houses, they're forced to sell it, or they put it on the market for a huge price, and then chop the price down until someone eventually buys it. That didn't happen for Eminem. He was so fine with his money that he put it on the market for $2 million and didn't bat an eye, which is a good deal for this property, as the house itself was a 7,500 square foot space, one with a massive pool that comes with a waterfall, a 6-acre garden, a tennis court, a wild game room, a guest house, and a room for 12 cars. Plus, the whole property is protected by a guardhouse that monitors the entranceway, which was a big reason why Eminem got it and stayed there in the first place. Then there's the Clinton Township home, the current main residence of Eminem. But how much is it worth? We honestly don't know, and we do mean that truthfully. The house itself was actually built back in 1996, and then Eminem personally bought it in 2000 for $1.5 million. Now, we know there are certain things at the residence, including a conservatory and a massive swimming pool. We also know that the house is 8,900 square feet and has a big parking lot to be filled with all of Eminem's cars. All other information is tightly held, likely by intention. Number 1, Jay-Z and Beyonce. Jay-Z and Beyonce are the definitions of a power couple. With a combined net worth of about $1.2 billion, you can believe that these two have a mansion that is worthy of them and their children. Their massive mansion can be found in Los Angeles, and it fills an area of 30,000 square feet. That is a lot of room that you need to fill. Oh, but it's not just one building that makes this mansion, it's actually 6 different buildings that comprise the whole area. And within them, you'll find 8 bedrooms, 11 bathrooms, and likely some very expensive furniture and paints. Other things you'll find on the grounds of the mansion are a basketball court, 4 separate swimming pools, and a personal spa and a fitness center. Plus, like Eminem's homes, they probably have more that they aren't sharing. Now, Jay-Z was smart in its design though, and he made it so that the slightest hint of danger from the outside, he can push a button and make it so that there's a massive floor-to-ceiling panels covering all the windows, all of which are, of course, bulletproof. Now, the cost of all of this? An astounding $88 million, and it's likely more than $100 million now when you consider the various things inside and the upgrades that they've done. So what do you think? What do you think of this look at the rapper mansions that cost a lot of money to buy? Were you shocked by some of the mansions that they bought or even had built for them? Which ones do you think perfectly fit the person who owns them? Do you think there are even more over-the-top mansions that rappers own? Let us know in the comments below. Be sure to subscribe, and we'll see you next time on the channel.